That's cool.
Hey, welcome back to Roadhog Garage. I'm Robbie. Today, we've got my friend Justin and his 22 Low Rider ST El Diablo edition. So today we're gonna be doing a A10 Baja Designs light install. So follow along as we do the install. All right, so today we're gonna be doing an A10 headlight install with the LP6 with our amber lens, as well as the S1 turn signals with the A10 brackets here. So we've got our wiring harness that we're gonna do an install with, and then we'll connect our turn signals and our headlight. So let's get to the install. All right, so we got our wiring harness. We're gonna go ahead and install this on the bike now that we've got everything stripped down. We did take the fuel tank off. It's not a necessity, but it does sure make it a lot easier to gain access to the backbone of the motorcycle. So now that we've got that, we've got our A10 wiring kit. We're gonna go ahead and open this up and see about throwing this thing on here. And I'll probably have to make something here. I had some zip ties, but I have lost it. So this kit's gonna come with our wiring. That's gonna allow us to plug up the A10 LP6 light, as well as to run the fog lights, the S1 fog lights. So, get all this wiring set
Similar to what we did to my bike almost.
This is pretty similar to what we did on your Road Glide, as far as run the wiring down and everything. We'll wait to pin the power wire until we get it fished down the backbone, and that's why it comes like this, to make it easier to fish it down the backbone of the motorcycle.
Right.
Once we do get it fished down, we'll be putting the fuse on and pinning the wire and all that good stuff. So
Right.
we will see about setting this aside. I'm gonna actually do that here in just a moment. I'm gonna go ahead and get our power wire attached to our battery. And we do have the main fuse pulled already, so that way we don't have to worry about that. Success, we have done it. The whole time Steve was talking, I was working, and it's proven plentiful here. Look at this. All right.
Okay, we only got, never mind.
Now ready to work.
I was gonna say something.
Now we're gonna tape that.
I wanted to say something.
Are you ready? Are you recording?
Yes, now I am. Let's
Okay.
go.
Are you recording? Is that thumbs? Does that mean yes, go, maybe so? Okay. All right, so we've got our wires run through the backbone here, or at least we've got our cable puller here. We've got it attached to the top. We've fished it through. We're gonna go ahead and pull our wire down with hopefully no issue here.
Justin, hold that so you don't scratch. There you go.
All right, so we've got our wire pulled all the way through. We've got plenty of slack. You can see I've kind of taped this whole thing up here just so way it doesn't get caught on anything. I'm gonna go ahead and see about undoing this. And then once we undo this, we can start working up front behind the headlight here. We will be putting a fuse up here. We're gonna wait to install that until we get everything hooked up, and that'll be like the last deal, so.
Yeah, 'cause that's the easy part of it, right?
No, that's the safe part of it. It is easy, but it's safe. You know, we don't want to damage any of the electrical. So,
What we got?
So as I mentioned, we've got our power wire that's already connected to the battery here, and then we've got our new power wire that's going up this harness. This power wire is pinned, and it is gonna get pinned into this plug here. And then once we do that, then we'll attach this little fuse holder deal that'll go into this plug, and that's gonna tie it all together. But we do have our ground that we need to connect to the frame here, and we'll do that here in just a minute. Yep.
Boom.
Boom.
I know what a ground wire is.
Are you sure?
100%.
Now, what gave that away to you that it was the ground wire? And don't say because black.
It's attached to the frame.
Okay, you win. All right, so we can actually push some of this back
you
up
do
a little bit.
identify them by colors most of the time, right? Yeah. Red and black, green.
All right.
There we go. Yellow.
So another thing too, I want to point out, when you're going to do this, always try to make sure that the wiring is clear of the shock here. You don't want anything to be in the way of that.
It will fall off.
Well, yeah, you don't want anything wearing unnecessarily, because it could rub and that would be a problem. Push this under here like so.
Yeah, this thing right here is gone, brother.
We'll run it just like that, nice and clean. And then we can ground it right here to the side of the frame. Pick either side of this will work. And then we'll leave that right there. All right, so I haven't pinned our wiring in the back yet. We're gonna press on with this install. Once we get the lights, the fog lights and all that stuff, and we'll go ahead and finalize that. So what we have here is we've got our factory plug for the factory headlight here. We're gonna take this A10 kit wiring here, and this plug is gonna connect like so. Just make sure it's all seated and sealed up good. This wire here is actually for our LP6 Baja Designs light, and then this plug here is going to go with our S1 fog lights that we're gonna be, our turn signals that we're gonna be installing. And then of course we got our relays for all that stuff, and this will end up tucking into the structure for the fairing, that support. So set this down here, just loosely seated, and we're gonna go ahead and grab our headlight bracket and we'll go ahead and get that bolted up now. All right, so we've got our A10 bracket we're ready to install, but first we need to take out the lower bolts to the factory bracket to make room for this one to go on. So I'll go ahead and take these off now. And these bolts will not be getting reused, so just gonna set those aside there. And for the time being, we're gonna be Loctiting everything, but we're just gonna go ahead and use this one bolt to hold this bracket in place. Make sure that the Rockford Fosgate wiring gets run through this notched out portion of the bracket, so that way we don't squish it in between anything. I'm just gonna use this bolt to hold everything in place while we fit up the rest of it. All right, so we've got our wiring connected here. We got our bracket connected. We're gonna go ahead and install the headlight now. It takes 4 bolts to do that. And we're gonna put some Loctite on those. So we've got this beautiful new amber light here. And we're gonna go ahead and install that. I'm gonna leave the plastic on this, and I'm gonna let Justin unwrap this thing. He can be the one to finish it up. We are gonna be plugging up our harness here to the back of that light. Make sure it's snug in there, and it clicks. Audible click lets you know that it is in place. And for the time being, I'm just going to loosely put these bolts in here. We'll come back and put a little bit of Loctite on those.
You can adjust the angle of it too, up and down.
Yep. Yeah, the angle adjustment is between blinding the crap out of somebody or being able to see. So. about right there. It's a good starting point. How'd that make you feel?
Feels good, man. Feels good.
All right. So now that we got that done here, and we might have screwed up, which is fine because this is a video and this is real life. Now that you did all that, we're going to take all that back off because that really needs to go behind. All right, so we've got our wiring made up here on the turn signals. The next step is going to be mounting the turn signal to the turn signal bracket. And then we're also going to see about swapping the lens cover around so that way the Baja Design logo is facing the correct direction. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach the brackets accordingly here with the hardware that's been provided. I'm going to put just a little bit of Loctite on this stuff. And go ahead and thread that in there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and see about removing our old turn signals. We're just gonna disconnect these and see about getting a Torx bit on the back of that to remove it. All right.
That's a good one.
All right, so got our turn signal with our new mount. We got our bolt with some Loctite. We got 3/16 Allen. We're gonna see about snugging all this up here.
The same bolt as the other one?
No, this is a different one. It's gonna be shorter.
A10.
So this is a bolt provided by A10, yep. All right, got that wiggled loose. Go to the other side, we'll do the same thing. All right. Cool. All right, and our wiring here is actually just gonna tuck up like so. And then now we can start to route our wiring here. Now, which side is the left and the right? That's a dang good question. What I'm gonna do is just kind of loosely just fit it, and then we'll turn the bike on and verify what's on what side.
We forgot that one, huh?
No, that's just, but we can go ahead and we'll plug everything up. So our A10 light is gonna plug into, or I'm sorry, the A10 harness is gonna plug into our Baja Designs light here, positive and negative. And then this portion with the little red wire is going to plug into the factory location, which is right there.
This is what?
All right, so we're just plugging, we're attaching our ground back to the battery, and we're going to go ahead and pin our plug here. You want to make sure that you got the pin facing up, going the right direction here into the slot. So it should go like so. It should click in, and then you should have something like this when you're done. So once we have that, then we're going to take our fuse wherever it went off to, right here. All right. So this is going to be pretty straightforward. We got our 30 amp fuse. We got our fuse holder cap. And more or less, if memory serves correct here, I think it goes, sorry, I'm remembering as I do this here. I think this goes on the back side, yep. So this is going to wrap around the back side, like so. Something like that. There it goes. Cool, so that holds our wires in from the back. Then we take our 30 amp fuse. We're just gonna plug that in, like so. Then you take the cap to this cover. And you should click and latch, and it is. And now we're going to take our excess material here and just try to push it down into a safe spot here that doesn't interfere with anything else.
Seat or anything?
Yeah, I just want to get it tucked down here, just like that. All right, make sure the wiring's not rubbing on anything. It's free and clear. Now we got that. Now all we got to do is put in our main fuse. We'll plug in our main fuse, and once we do that, we can power the bike on and verify that. But I think before we do that, just so we don't have any codes, we got our wiring finalized, so we can go ahead and put the fuel tank back on, plug all that up, just so that way we don't have any engine codes, and then we can proceed. So let's do that real quick before we get any further along. All right, so it should line up right there. Slowly set that down. And if you would, take that on that side, and we're gonna lift this tank back up. There you go. Yep. Once we got that, let's loosely tighten this up so we can pivot this tank up. And then once we got that, go ahead and connect all of our plugs back.
Did you know, I guess you did know this because I told you about
All the time.
Oh, he's good. Come on back down with it.
the model number for the El Diablo is different than your bike.
Is it different?
Yeah.
I'm sure it is, because it's a special paint.
Yeah. It's FXR ST, which hence the license plate.
Oh, you're saying the actual code, like the...
Yeah.
The model code.
You know how yours is an FXLR?
Yeah, Lowrider, yeah. All right, see how it clicked in? So it's on there now. That was the fuel line. So now we got that. We got our vent line hooked back up, and we got our sensor back installed. Now we can push this back down, like so. Okay. All right, so we got that. We can tighten everything back up.
You just want to hand tighten those bolts.
That can go, what are you talking about? Yeah. I mean, if you want it, you could until it falls off.
Yeah, it comes off eventually.
And I'm the paint tip of the day.
There you go.
Yeah. Explain that to your reservoir.
Yeah, right. That's what that's
Tell you what happened. And the good thing is, guess what? We found all the bad things now.
Hell yeah.
You never know what can happen when you're riding like that.
Luckily I had my daughter going on the road.
bike, bro.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Ain't gonna look better than my CDO ST.
They get down the road quicker though.
We'll get there eventually because it's a lot lighter, but let me take out my cam. We're gonna go for a couple of rides. We're gonna do it before we get to South Dakota too.
Alright.
I have to. 'Cause if
So
we go to South
y'all are down for that? Like us all riding together over there?
Do you not want us to?
I was hoping you say yes.
I don't care.
You want to ride out to South Dakota?
No, I'm saying like.
Oh, a trailer, yeah.
Yeah, where you going?
All right, man. So we got the tank back on. We got our wiring hooked back up. The battery is connected back up. All we need to do is put the main fuse in, and then we should be able to wire or turn everything on, and it should work. Should. I've said that a time or two before, haven't I, Steven? It should work.
Yeah, but you've been 98% right. So
98%. It's close enough for me. All right.
statistics say you're mostly right.
Let's see what happens here. She's live.
Worst case is that fuse blows.
Well, that means we got a big... You got your key on you?
It's in the bag.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Close your eyes.
Hold on.
If you start smoking, I didn't do it, all right? Wasn't me. You ready?
Yep.
Oh, shoot. It's on.
That's
We got high beam. Hold on.
You're gonna get flashed every day.
Left.
Yep.
Right. All right, fellas, that's it. Now all we need to do is see about closing everything up. We can tidy up our wiring here. We can go ahead and put the side covers back on. And the last thing that we'll do is trim out the fairing, and then we can put the windshield and everything back on, and that'll be it.
Hold on, I can't see right now.
Steven's eyes hurt. He can't see.
Seat installed.
Did you not have a rubber piece with that thing? All right, so we've got everything on the bike tied up. We just got to see about trimming out our fairing, and we're going to do that as carefully as possible, seeing how this is a very special paint job, and I don't want to damage it here. First, we're going to go ahead and take this headlight out. Get this trim ring off here. All right. Trim ring off. Let's see what we need. Looks like a Torx bit. It's pretty crazy to think there's only 3 screws holding this headlight in here into some plastic. All right, so we got our factory headlight out. We have our template from A10 that we're gonna set on here. And that gives us our reference for where we're gonna cut.
Now, why do you have to cut? Let me ask you that.
So the headlight's not gonna fit. Obviously the hole size is smaller here, so we're gonna be actually taking off this flange all the way around. And then we'll trim that out so that way the new headlight will stick out and stick through there.
Okay.
But what I'm going to do, because I really want to protect this paint job, is we're going to put some tape on this thing on the outside of it where it's going to be sitting, so we don't damage anything here. So this is just a precaution here. All right, so we've got our fairing trimmed out here. Nice hole. We were able to save the paint job and not damage anything. I used a Dremel because that's what I have. So I cut it from the backside so that way I didn't damage anything. So we'll see about throwing this thing on here real quick, putting the windshield on, and that'll be it. So I'm just gonna walk over here and get to work.
Check on Justin, make sure he's okay.
Justin, you okay? How'd you do after that cut?
Sweating.
You're sweating?
Great job. That was the best.
Why, thank you.
He tries.
He tries. Here it is. Here's the look. Get these wires. So these wires are going to tuck under. There's like a little hole that they stick out.
Just hold it for you with that.
There we go. Make sure we get this wire in the right spot here, just like that. And this part we might have to. There we go. Cool. I got that. Yeah, just make sure wires are good. Make sure everything's fitted up. Let's see what you got over there. There we go. All right, cool.
What you doing now?
We're gonna go ahead and start reassembling here. We'll see about putting our fairing back on and finishing this thing up. All right, guys, well, there you have it. We've got the A10 Baja Designs LP6 headlight and the S1 turn signals installed. I think everything looks great. The amber was the right choice. Justin did a good job on that. And I think he's gonna be pretty happy. What do you think, Justin? You like it? You good with it?
Love it.
We're not going back. We cut into that fairing. It's a done deal. All right, guys, if you like this video, you like what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Robbie with Roadhog Garage. Steve is your cameraman. We'll see you on the next one.